Well, welcome back to Kingsport 1851, wherein we're talking whales and daughters and deep ones and salt and coffee and a bunch of other stuff. I am joined with another truncated but amazing cast. We'll start with Gina. Do I need to even introduce you anymore? You're
No.
just the star.
Um, oh gosh, that's like the nicest thing. No, so I am Serafina. My pronouns are she, her, and I am playing Captain Charlotte Goodwin. I am the captain and the believer. Um, and I'll probably say it at the beginning of literally every game. It drives me nuts that I was unable to find unsexy pictures of boat captains, but that's fine. I did eventually find one that kind of works. And she's basically, just sort of looking for deep connection with the sublime edge of reason and nature. And that should go really well for everybody.
Yeah, certainly. Certainly launching metaphysical voyages while you're on a whaling ship. That has an excellent track record. So I think Bethany, you made a mistake in not calling your character Ishmael because you'd have a shot then. But speaking of which, tonight we are blessed by the addition of a longtime Kingsporter able to come on board at the last minute. So Bethany, why don't you tell us about your stowaway?
Yeah, so my character is Joe McDougal. Actually, I have no idea what gender they are. I'm going to roll for that. Um, they're androgynous. I think in this case it means that like they just go with whatever people think they are at the time. So like their pronouns change constantly. And they just like, just go with it. I am not sure why they have stowed away on this ship, but they have.
Well, you heard that there was a metaphorical voyage into the heart of the American nightmare. So,
right, clearly that's it's irresistible. I mean, got to do that.
and
maybe I should have taken the scholar.
Yeah, no, don't worry about it. I mean, it's not like you're on the Pequod.
No, that'd be better.
Okay, wow. So finally, Agatha is returning to us this week. And why don't you tell us about your surgeon, Olivia?
Yeah, Olivia Pembleton is from the Pembleton family, and they have deep ties to the sea. They are of the salt, though Olivia is not. She has gone through the ritual like the rest of all the children of the Pembleton family could do, which is called the embrace, and she has come out not changed, which is unfortunate. But she is the kinsman. That's her background. So she's very committed to the idea of family. And if there's Pembleton blood, then you are kin, and nothing will change that. She's a surgeon. She has just very she's very single-minded about things, and she also tends to take words literally.
I played a mage like her once. Yeah, totally fair. Cool. So hey, it's finally episode 3, wherein we will maybe, do those things that boats do and sail the ship a bit. But when last we left off, a lot of things had happened. A mysterious marriage between the land and the sea had been enacted by a somewhat addled local witch, who will probably regret doing this for the rest of her life, however long that may be. The captain finally arrived and tried to set the ship to order. Good luck, Cap. It's going to go great. Everything is fine. And there was a mysterious and horrific apparition down below decks. So everything is great. But I'd like to talk to Olivia, I think, a bit, because The thing is that you weren't at the marriage between the land and the sea ceremony. And the reason I'm going to assume is got to be of one of two reasons. Either you didn't need to be there because for reasons like, you're just awesome that way, or you were prevented from being there. So I'm curious as to which one you think that was.
I think during that time I was laid low with fever. And immediately when the ritual ended, it cleared.
Interesting. So what mystical occurrence did you see during the marriage?
During my feverish dreams, I was brought back to the moment of the embrace, and very cold, very, very cold, and I felt the water in my lungs, and I was choking on it, and as I coughed out, and more water, seawater, salty, briny water streamed in. Every time I coughed, it was slick. And when I looked down at my hand to look at what I coughed out, it was oil.
Okay. Holy cow, that's awful. That's terrible. That's great. Fantastic. All right, so you guys caught a whale, and the trying out is taking place on the dock. And I guess at this point, there's not too much left to do except maybe say your final goodbyes to Josias and company. So I think what happens is he rows out to the Tethys, which is now riding at anchor in the roads of the harbor. And he comes aboard and is talking to everybody, and the sailors he knows he's quite happy with. And geez Louise, I am the worst. Let's cut there. Let's cut. Part of it is that Joe can be introduced at any point, but yeah, let's talk a little bit about Joe's backstory and stuff. Do you want to talk a little bit about Joe's backstory there, Bethany?
I would if I knew it. Let's see. Okay. I am not sure. I like the that you're running from something as part of the playbook. I'm just not sure what I'm running from. I mean, it's Kingsport. I could be running from all kinds of things.
Well, I guess question one is, are you from Kingsport or just passing through Kingsport?
I think I'm just passing through.
Cool. From the local area or from much worse places?
I think this is the second ship I've stowed away on. And I stowed away on another one to get this far. So I'm from far away.
Yeah, that sounds like you were on some kind of transatlantic ship then.
Could be, yeah. That would work.
With a name like that, you could be Scottish.
That is a pretty Scottish name, yeah. Okay, yes, I will go with that, Scottish.
Cool.
And
I mean, there could be lots of reasons why you ran away.
Mm-hmm.
Scotsman. Cool. So, what am I doing now? Sorry, I was answering stuff. Jim finally got my message asking for extra players. So, fortunately, I do post on these. So, if we hop someone in, I can just go, we'll just fix it. Post. Cool. What I think you should probably do is maybe take one bond, or I guess you'll end up taking two because you're going to need to take your love bond. That's kind of your gig.
I'm going to continue the lazy thing and I am going to be in love with the surgeon.
Nice.
And the reason that's lazy is that, like, that is very typical of every character I have ever played.
To love the doctor?
Um, if there's a thing that ties like the characters that my characters are into, it's like they always have a really hard job and they're really good at it and like very focused. I don't. I think there's more that ties, but more like commonalities there. But that's the obvious one that jumps out.
Fair enough. Though I'm not guaranteeing that Olivia is a good surgeon. I suppose now she shall be.
Well, you know, like, as far as I'm concerned, she is.
Just shaking my head. Just shaking my head. And if you want another one, we can also do that.
Sure. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, funds, options, high I've heard much about blank and dream of learning from them. I'm worried somebody plans to send me back where I came from. And someone's convinced me up to no good and doing their best to prove it. Oh, and someone promised to help you escape from your old life. They're the only one that knew you snuck aboard. Does anyone want to volunteer for any of those?
I think my character has kind of like a reputation, so the dreaming of learning from them one might be appropriate for that.
Cool. Yeah, that works.
That totally makes sense. Yep. Cool. Cool. So if Joe we'll just do this one for now. If you feel like during the course of play you've hit one of the other bonds, we'll fill it right in. Otherwise, if Joe comes back, we'll do a more formal bonds network when we get to then. Okay, cool. So as I was saying, Josias rows out to the ship, and with some of the other backers, and probably he goes down in the cabin for a while and he talks to Oren, who's already feeling seasick, or at least maybe that's just what he's saying. And eventually he comes back up and he's here to say his goodbyes to you, Charlotte. And with him, he's got a couple of youngish guys. You guess young because they look young, but they've already got kind of big bulging eyes, and their neck skin is very loose, and their hairline's receding, and yet they seem to feel like they're both physical Adonises the way they're preening around you.
Cool.
It's like, Captain, I brought you two more of your seamen. Now, you'll find they're both able, but I'm going to put them on the books as ordinary. For reasons. This tall one, he's Isaac of Innsmouthtown, and this burlier one is Esau of Kingsport Town. They are friends of the family, if you understand my taking.
So you just like walked into her cabin to tell her this, or?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. She looks up from the maps that she's got strewn all over her small table in her cabin and says, "Very good. And what will they be doing above my ship?"
Well, that'll be your crew, of course, but also they will look to the interests of them that are salt and that Olivia is too busy to mind.
Are you doubting Olivia's ability to do that thing?
Not in the least, but Olivia's no sailor.
That's a fair enough point. Well, then I will have them shown a berth, and we will see where we go from there.
Very good, Captain. He waits for them to walk out and just says, In the Sand Charlotte, I had to bring somebody from Innsmouth on board. And then it was natural that we would bring somebody from our side. I mean, it's bad enough that we've had to give the captainry to you, not because you're a bad captain. It's just this is a Pembleton ship, and we've got a Goodwin captain in it.
She leans against the side of the desk and says, I do hope you understand that I don't have any allegiances one way or the other.
Oh,
And
I expect you only.
and I won't stand for those on my ship enacting allegiances one way or the other in each other's general direction, if you get my meaning.
I have never doubted your ability to handle the discipline of this ship, Charlotte. Never once for a moment.
Anybody that starts fights on my ship is going to find themselves in a really difficult position.
Of that I have little doubt.
As long as we understand each other and your men understand you.
I wish you a profitable voyage in all the particular ways that we wish it to be profitable. Carry the ship to its appointed location and bring us back lots of oil.
That I will.
Oh then, Captain, I'll leave you to it. Good hunting.
Thank you, friend. And she shakes his hand.
So, you pointed out to me that you are harmed, huh? I think one of those is going to heal. If you want the other to heal, you'll have to go to your surgeon.
Then that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going next, probably. So yeah, I make my way, after he gets off the ship, I make my way down to the surgeon's quarters, or to the surgery on the ship.
Yeah, they probably don't have a permanent one. It's probably down in the orlop, which is way below than the hold, and we can have as the the music, the kind of sound effects in the back, or them turning the capstan and the anchor being weighed. So you've got people stamping up on deck and singing shanties.
So when I walk in, what are you doing?
I am wiping my mouth with a handkerchief.
Okay. Do I just call you Olivia? Do I call you Miss Pembleton?
Are we familiar?
I mean, I don't know. We haven't marked any bonds or anything. And I haven't I obviously didn't make any declarations about it last game because you weren't here.
Right.
So it's up to you if you want us to put a bond together, or we could not know each other at all. This could be.
We should have a bond.
Yeah.
That's more interesting.
Okay, what do we got? What have you got open?
I'm a little confused.
About what?
About my list of bonds. I don't remember where. Ah, here it is.
Yeah.
Name seemed suitably. Okay.
I'm down with taking one of these two, I think.
One of these two?
Yeah. I don't like the idea of us having always been together. I don't think that fits.
Okay. Why don't we go with the seemed suitably impressed by my skills, and I'm like, oh, I need to show off how good of a surgeon I am.
Great, I'm into it.
Okay.
So yeah, so maybe we don't know each other very well, but when I was introduced to you when I came on board, I said that I'd heard of you and I thought very well of you, having not met you before. And so you're like, oh well, she knows who I am.
Yep.
So yeah, so I guess Miss Pembleton is what I'll call you. And I walk in, I say, I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
Of course not, Captain. How may I be of service?
As you know, we had a bit of a run-in with a spermaceti the last couple of days, and I've been having sort of sharp pains in my chest since then. I'm worried I might have cracked a rib or something. I was wondering if you could have a look.
Yes, of course. Do sit. Is the person that I basically ordered to be my
What was
my
his name?
helper?
Young
Is he
poor
there?
Ali, the scullery boy. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
around.
Yes. Okay.
He comes out. He's been very kind of anxious and nervous for the last several days. But it's probably I'm not 100% sure Olivia notices. I don't know. She is very perceptive. And second, yeah, it could be the marriage. He hasn't said that anything's bothering him. He's just been very nervous. Like,
Child.
yes, Miss Pembleton.
My tools.
Yes, Miss Pembleton. I sharpened your scalpels for you, ma'am, as you requested. I have wetted them. They'll cut a hair now.
Thank you. And how do I show off? I think I like open the bag, and I'm like not actually checking you yet, but I do tell you. Oh, actually, I'm opening the bag. You may remove your layers.
Yeah, she takes off her jacket and like folds it over and all of that.
Yeah. So, like, do you know how you were injured? Like, aside from pains.
So during the encounter with the spermaceti, I got pulled off the boat and wound up in the water with an enraged, injured whale. And so what I'm thinking is that sometime during that, I got struck in the torso.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what kind of medical implements were available at this time,
Actually,
but I'm going to. Yeah, were there stethoscopes? Is that a thing?
I'm not sure if stethoscopes existed, but auscultation of the chest was an actual technique.
Oh, what?
Or you pound on the chest to hear if anything's wrong.
Did you say pound on the chest?
Yeah. It's like unique little percussions on the chest and listen with your ear against it to hear if there's any liquid or anything. That's basically what a stethoscope does.
That is exactly what I do. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I do. I can tell that. Yes. This shall require some work.
Well, do what you need to.
I'm trying to see. I remember I have a move associated with this, and I should just surgeon's work. Yes, I can use my surgeon's tools to treat a wounded person.
I'm looking this up, and the things that bone setters were celebrated for was their dexterity, the neatness of their bandaging, and how they dealt with patient pain. So prescribing laudanum or alcohol or nerve compression or ice and like bandaging everything up really neatly. Probably the thing.
Yeah, I think I definitely also like get like a cask casket. Anyway, a flask. That's the word I was looking for, not a casket. And I like pass it to you so you can like not be in so much pain, but really that's not as important. Make my roll with these orange dice.
Do it.
See how. Oh, there is a stethoscope. Okay, perfect. Maybe I don't use it. It's fine. Ooh. 5 plus 2 is 7. Close call.
Close call. Could have gone real bad.
7 to 9. Heal 1 segment, but I'm acting under pressure with a scalpel. Huh.
Right.
Well, your balance is a robust and healthy 0. So
Yeah, I feel like something is it. I don't know.
the easiest thing would be that there's fluid in the lung, and you're going to need to open it up to let the fluid out.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or maybe not
Also-
fluid in the lung, but in the chest cavity. But anyway,
Okay.
yeah. All you need to do is insert a small tube and let it drain.
Yes.
It's super great. I'm super into it. I'm really
All you-
excited
There's-
about this entire process.
There's only a large, small risk that you'll collapse the lung.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I do inform you of this, but I also like don't give you the option to refuse
Great.
because I'm like I'm in the middle of this. This is happening.
We're doing it.
Great. And then I tell Ali to like grab various things that are necessary.
Yeah, he's completely freaking out, but it's all right. He's relatively steady.
Very good assistant, better than all the ones I've had before.
Yeah.
You are a good
more calm during all
assistant.
this.
Yeah,
I guess
do
at one
this.
point or another, a part of him being a good assistant is he tied you down. But anyway, I think we both did it together, like one on each side, and we're like,
Great.
huh.
Super into this. It's great. Oh, medical technology of the 1900s.
Ooh.
The worst.
Like, so during all of this, like, you're not anesthetized.
No. Nope. I think she is like stony faced and sweaty and like but doesn't like yell or cry out or anything. She's been operated on like this before. And she is like there might be a moment when she like passes out because like that makes sense. But like when she wakes back up, she's like, whew! Like it's all part of the adventure, kids. But yeah, I think she's like pretty stoic as a patient, all things considered. She's gonna get very drunk after this.
Yeah, I do go to open a cupboard as like maybe I direct Ellie to untie you and take out like an actual bottle of some strong alcohol.
Probably rum or grog.
Grog. Yes.
Great. I like sit up very delicately with like my bandages and everything. And I'm like, oh, well, that'll wake you up on a Tuesday.
And this will put you back to sleep.
Sounds good. That's what I need to have a nice long rest in my quarters.
So I guess you've got to act under pressure, huh?
Me?
Not you.
Oh.
Our
Me?
surgeon. Oh yeah, you're acting under pressure with a scalpel.
Oh yeah, you had to roll for that.
Oh, cool.
Great.
I
Great.
can do it.
It's gonna go super well.
What is acting under pressure? Is that balance? Oh, my balance is 0. Great. Okay.
You got a robust 0.
Well, I rolled an 11.
Thank God.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I'm very proud of
Undoubtedly.
myself.
Undoubtedly, she saved you from what is it, pleural thing where you get all fluid and you can't breathe in your lung anymore. So
Yeah.
I understand that feeling of choking on liquid.
Yeah.
okay, wow.
does understand that. Yeah, I as I like you help me back to my room so that I can lay down, and I'm like, I give you like a list of things that I need seen to by the time I wake up again, like in case I wind up sleeping through the night, as if she thinks she's not going to sleep through the night. I need these things, and she like has like a list of stuff like with her papers on the side table, and she's like, just make sure it gets done and like falls asleep.
What is like the first thing on this list?
She has like a really detailed inventory that she wants to make sure is done before we cast off. Just to make sure that like we have everything we need until the next time we hit port. That's like item number 1 on her list of things to do.
And what exactly?
Item number 1 was fix ribs. And then and that.
So, okay, what was the exact wording of what you said? Just
the note just says
no, what you told me.
Oh yeah,
you handed me the list.
Make sure these things get done in case I don't wake up until tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gonna go well.
Go great.
So what I'd like to do is I have questions for Joe. I have many questions. I mean, some of them are just metaphysical, like what is the meaning? What's it all about? Is it worth sailing all the way to the Pacific just to try and punch God in the face? I don't know.
I think the answer is yes.
All right. Well, I mean, I read that novel every 3 to 4 years, so I guess so. I think what I'd like to know is who helped you on board? Was it Bill Walker, the bosun's mate? Was it Kaelin, the soft-hearted cook? Or was it one of the harpooners?
That is a good question. I'm going to go with the cook.
Of course. Cool. So you're down in the hold, I guess, with and Ali comes down and he's got some food for you. It's like, Mr. Joe, Mr. Joe.
Oh, thank you. That's I thought I was going to have to, sneak up and steal some.
No, it's no, Miss Fairchild sent me, and I would have been here sooner, but the captain was here, and we were, sticking knives in her, and I have you been very often at sea?
I mean, I was at sea for the last, few weeks, but before that, no, never.
Do you think there are such things as monsters?
In general, or like in the sea around here, or yes, I mean, of course, there are such things as monsters, but there could be anything in the water. At least you see if there's a monster on land.
That is good. That monsters are real. That is good.
Why do you say that? That it's good.
No reason. I have never seen a monster. It's just
okay. All right.
It's just when the other sailors say that they have seen monsters, and it is good to know that they are not just having
it's good to know you're not surrounded by crazy people. I see. Yes.
I think the expression the Tars used to use was taking the piss.
Oh, no, of course there's monsters. It's a big empty space. What else, I can't imagine it not being full of monsters.
Mr. Joe, you do know what sort of ship this is, right?
It's a whaling ship.
Yes.
Hunting monsters.
This may not be the best ship for you to have stood away upon, for we are taking a very long journey and will make few ports.
It's all right. As long as we're not long as one of the ports isn't Scotland.
I fear, sir, that sooner or later you will be discovered.
Well, I'm here, so I suppose I already have been.
I think maybe the thing to do is wait until we are fairly at sea. And then maybe... I don't think the cook will have much influence with the captain, but maybe someone else like the surgeon might. You seemed interested in her, sir, if you don't mind me being so bold.
Um, yes, she's you. I'll rely on your advice. You've been here longer than I have, and you know the people here better than I do. And if you think I should approach the surgeon after we're underway, then that's what I'll do.
Sir, I think that might be the best way, but I've heard stories about Captain Goodwin. She does not like it when things happen that she doesn't know about.
Few people do.
Yes, but few people are also in command of a ship and have the legal authority to do many horrible things. But don't you worry, Mr. Joe. Don't fear anything. I know that Bill does not like to flog people, so you'll probably be all right there. Even if he does deliver a flogging, it will probably be mild.
That's good to know. You were just a wealth of information, Ellie.
Just a smidge.
As long as you're not as informative about me as you are to me, we'll get along fine.
I think he can agree to that. So, I think the ship is well on its way now. You're coasting southwards down the Atlantic, probably aiming to reach the coast of Brazil, either Brazil or Rio de Janeiro, Buenos Aires. So, I'm trying to think. The captain should have a move for this. I'm thinking maybe this is just an acting under pressure move for you.
What is?
Just conducting the ship over the first leg of your voyage because it's a new crew. I mean, actually, let's think about how you're trying to do things. So what kind of captain are you, Captain?
I think she is the kind of captain that is she sort of like picks an area of work every day to kind of focus on. So like one day she's like in regular run of the ship. One day she's sort of talking things over with the boat steerers. The next day she's concerning herself with the state of supplies. The next day she's, clambering over the masts to check on things. Like she trusts her people, but she likes to have eyes on everything. So yeah, she sort of leads by participating.
Cool. So what's an example of something that goes wrong during this first leg of the voyage, which should theoretically be the easiest?
Okay. Let's find the name of a person. I think I don't know enough sailing jargon for this. But something goes wrong with the set of the sails, and we wind up sort of losing the wind and like laying still for a day.
Well, that would be the fault of either James or Bill. That's their job. They're the bosuns. Though, I mean, I think we want to do it on camera, but it is your intention to invite James to be the first mate, right?
Right.
So it probably is Bill then.
Yeah, that I have a conversation with.
I think so.
Yeah, and I think I don't talk to him until we've started moving again. So when it first happens, I just say like, sort it out, figure out how to get us moving again. It's your fucking job. And
Do you
like,
stay on deck most of the time?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so she like watches him like flounder about and do the thing and like do his job. And then as soon as we're moving again, I invite him to the quarterdeck.
Cool. He's got the logged board. So it's like, we have a fair breeze from the north-northeast, and we're making a good 8 knots now, Captain.
And without turning around to look back at him, because I'm sort of like watching off the back of the ship, I say, and what did we learn?
Ooh. Now I got to think about what Bill would say. So, have you decided what the reason this was? Or you just figure that it's Bill's job to know the reason?
I think it's Bill's job to know the reason. And I think that she knows what the reason was, you know? Because she's watching and she like sees all the little mistakes and things that go wrong. And maybe she even saw what he did wrong and didn't correct it so that he would make a mistake and then learn from it.
Cool. So you're basically inviting me to make things worse, so I will.
Go ahead.
So the reason is that the crew is exceptionally green. He has very few able sailors.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple basically mouthed back to him when he gave them an order. And because of that, they missed. Oh, I know what you guys did. You were tacking. Okay. And so when you tack the ship, you have to turn it. You're making sharp turns like this and then back again so that you can sail close to the direction of the wind. And when you tack, there's a moment where the ship has to point directly through the wind, and there's no way. So if you don't do it just right, the ship will just stop. It'll get caught in irons, as it's called, and it will have no way, and you're just stuck like that until you can figure out a way out. Right. So that's what happened. You guys missed stays, is what it's called. So that's what happened. Is his crew was too green, and they missed stays because a couple guys didn't do what they were told when he told them to do it.
And now, like, after he explains all of that, she turns around.
Well, he doesn't say that. He just says, no. Ma'am, it was my fault. I didn't give the orders in the right time, ma'am, and I'll strive to improve my timing better, ma'am.
She turns around and she says, why are you sparing your crew by telling me this was your fault?
Well, Captain, as I see it, I'm responsible to you and the crew's responsible to me.
You can report to me however you like, sailor, but what I want from you is assurances that this won't happen again. So what are you going to do to get those men under control so that they obey your orders next time around?
I've been on ships where we'd flog a man for what happened today. Shall I do that, Captain?
I mean, is that your assessment as to what needs to happen?
He just sort of has a half smile, and you suddenly realize he's not the one being assessed currently.
Right. Hey, we're all getting each other's measure here. She looks him in the face and says, I believe in building up the men who serve under me. So if you want to be a leader, then tell me how you'd lead them.
Cool. So he just nods, steps off the quarterdeck, shouts out 2 names, and tells them that they're standing watch and watch until further notice. So they don't get to go down with their watch and sleep.
Good. And she just like nods and smiles to herself, and then pulls out the glass that's on her hip all the time and just like looks out to sea.
Cool. So Olivia, what's the worst injury that comes down below during this first idyllic phase?
The worst? I super want to. Oh, I got it. Okay, injury.
It's true. I said injury. It doesn't have to be injury. What's the worst thing that you treat?
I'm really dedicated to the idea of gangrene. Don't know why. But I want to say that.
Oh, that's fun.
It's
Cool.
disgusting.
Cool. There's an older sailor, Jonas, as he damn well if he yells at people is his name. It's Jonas, not 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 the other one. Um, and on the second day out, he fell off. He fell off the foretop. Fell all the way to the deck. It was about a 45, 50-foot drop, and he badly broke his right leg. He's an older sailor. And you said it, and you gave him bed rest, but an infection has set him in, and now you can see he's definitely got gangrene, and it's chewing up his lower leg.
I shall have to remove this.
Oh, but ma'am, can you do nothing? Is there naught you can do for me?
I can save your life. Or you can keep your leg and maybe live for a couple more days.
Ma'am, I'm an old sea dog. I've heard tale that there are them on Pembleton ships that can do, as they say, a bit more.
Oh, is Ali here?
Probably, but he's probably just sitting in the corner trying to make everybody not see him.
I was about to pick up whatever tool it was, and I set it back down in the tray. What are you willing to give?
Well, ma'am, this is my only livelihood, and my grandson, he has ideas of going to Miskatonic Seminary, and then there's my granddaughter who'll need a dowry.
Will you give your soul?
You can that's a bargain you can hold, ma'am.
It is not my bargain to make, but you and the sea.
Well, ma'am, if I have a soul, it hath not done me much credit. And perhaps it is better that Davy Jones has the holding of it than the infernal one.
What shall be?
Oh Christ! What are you doing? Are you looking beyond?
Yeah,
Or
totally.
okay, fantastic. Why didn't you give that a spin?
Okay, that's a
Unless
7.
wait 1 second. Is there any chance this is your kin's way, or?
Whoa, hold on.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, this is less. My kin's way is less magical.
Yep, cool.
Yeah,
Though your stat is beyond.
true. I rolled with that 2. It becomes a 7. Sense beyond. I receive fragments and mysteries. Okay.
Yeah, I think that sounds like the idea. Are they supposed to be terrifying?
And
Nope.
I would like it to be a shared vision
Between the two, between you and Jonas?
Yes. Maybe we get swallowed by a whale.
Okay. what you see is the waves closing over somebody in the water, and you cannot tell if it is you or Jonas who is drowning. All you know is that one of you will.
Yeah, I think we both surfaced from this coughing.
Sounds good to me.
And I take my handkerchief and dab at my face. Like, this happens a lot.
As for his leg, if you bathe it in pure salt water and then sacrifice some of his blood at midnight to the waters and say a certain prayer to the parents that you were taught as a child, there's a chance his leg will recover.
That is exactly what I do, if that is what he has no choice now.
Oh, you're cold. I gotta need a...
He
No.
gave his word.
We're good. We're good. Fantastic. So, Joe, what's the closest you come to being caught, or do you get caught?
Oh, I mean, so this captain, she's completely unpredictable. I never know where she's gonna be. And like I almost get caught by her like 5 times.
It's so good.
I spend a lot of time like hiding, and I think I've managed to get a hold of like some sailor's clothes, since that's one of my like character appearance options. So like at a glance, I appear to be like I belong here, and I just am very careful to never give anybody more than a glance.
Fantastic. Cool. So, after several days of sailing and all this, you start to cross the Atlantic. And so you come upon the interhemispheric turbulence zone, aka the doldrums, where the wind starts to slowly die down and the ship just drifts under the hot, hot sun. And on some days when there aren't too many sharks, you're able to lower sail into the water and people can go bathe in it if they wish. But for the most part, the ship just bakes under the sun, the tar melts, and the ropes crack. And let's do a quick conversation with Ali, and then we'll take a break. Does that sound right? Or do you want to do it after? Okay, so let's do that. So, Olivia, you wanted to talk to Ali, huh?
Yes.
Cool. Where does this conversation happen?
Maybe it's on deck, actually.
All right. Yeah, he likes to climb up into the tops a lot now. Just trying to get as far away from people as possible, but so eventually he comes sliding down to the deck.
Child.
Yes, Miss Pembleton.
You are afraid.
Well, ma'am, we're at sea. It's frightening. Have you seen below decks? It's just like a whole deck of knives. I mean,
Yes, I have been informed that it's necessary to hunt. It's below.
it feels to me like you're trying to read another's thoughts.
Sure. Yes, I
Yeah.
am. I don't. That's with.
Brain, your other good stat, right?
Oh, cool. Yes. Oh, yeah. Upworld.
You may ask 3 of those questions at any point during your interactions.
Oh, okay. What does Ali need most?
Protection. He is scared of something. He's terrified of something. And you don't I think for Freebie, it's quite obvious he feels like he needs something more than just ordinary protection.
And I actually, he's like, how old is he again? Like, I want to know how tall he is. Like,
He's like 12, so he's still pretty short.
Yeah, I actually like crouch down so that we're eye to eye. If you want the fear of the sea to disappear, you have to become of the sea. You understand this, do you not, child?
Then I won't be afraid.
You will be in awe.
All right, very well. Well, what must I do? Oh, God.
Oh boy. Okay. You must join me.
He looks confused.
I'll take a little knife and then I'll just like cut the tip of my finger. Ellie, you see that you and we both bleed red. But my blood is saltier than yours. That is why we are of the sea.
All right. I've heard strange tales, but I thought they were just sailors talking.
And yet you are afraid. I've seen them.
They're not what I'm afraid of, ma'am.
Choose to be free, or you can choose to live in this cage of fear that yourself in.
Cool. So you need to embrace them, don't you?
Yep.
That seems worthy of having a scene. So why don't we do that after the break? Sounds good? Cool.
Yeah.
Let's get to that in a little bit then. Why don't we take a 5 or 7 some odd number of minutes break and we'll be back in a little bit.
I'm also open to anyone stopping me at any point.
Totally fair. Poor Ollie.
I didn't realize this was the direction that we were headed in, but apparently it is. Yeah.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
We into it.
Leaning into this, it's great. Cool. So it strikes me that that the scene where you take Ellie for the embrace might be a great scene for Joe to make an appearance on the center boards of our little play. So this probably is going to need to then either be in the hold, like under the moonlight of the open hatches, or you just go and do it somewhere on the boat during the dark watches of the middle of the night, and Joe can be out on the deck during the dark watches of the middle of the night.
I think Joe totally sneaks out onto the deck at night.
Perfect.
Sounds great to me. Okay, cool. So I guess you meet Ali on deck. So what's your plan? To just throw him into the water? The ship's not moving, so...
Yeah, there's that one spot that I go to where there's no wind always. And
it's cold.
It's very cold. And I tell him to stand there. And
Okay, ma'am.
This is your last chance to say no. Do you wish to go through with this?
Am I to be hurt, ma'am?
Perhaps.
I see, ma'am. Well, is there a chance I might die?
Yes.
Well, I hate to be a coward all my time, so... Cool. Joe, where are you when this is all going down? They're up on the quarterdeck.
I think maybe like I come in just as soon as he goes over the edge.
Great. I still have my 2 holds, and I want to ask, like, what does Ellie wish I'd do?
Make the monsters he saw go away, or make him strong enough to face the monsters. One of those two.
Yeah, I see the conviction in how straight his back is. And so when he says that thing about not being a coward or whatever, I just give him a huge shove.
Cool.
He doesn't have time to, yeah.
So if he goes off the side of the ship and drops like a rock, he doesn't know how to swim. He's a kid from Punjab.
Yeah. I think I see someone fall and like hair splash and kind of just run up to where he fell from. And that's when I notice Olivia standing there. So I guess I have a question. Have I actually interacted with Olivia before? Does she know that I'm on the ship? Maybe I did, like in Kingsport. But like then I stowed away on this ship.
Huh. Yeah, like do we know each other? Okay, so you said we met before?
I'm thinking like maybe we just briefly met in Kingsport, but like
Okay.
maybe you have no idea that I stowed away on this ship. Like you don't know.
Cool.
But that way you would
we
recognize me and know that I don't belong here, as opposed to like.
If I met you in Kingsport, it's almost certain that I will not remember you unless I've known you for longer.
Cool. That's fine. I can still assume that you,
Right.
you know me and like recognize me.
Perfect.
I mean, it's also dark, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm standing there and looking down, and I think it was a pretty windy night, but when you run over here, then suddenly there's no wind.
Like, and I see you and I want to ask, hey, what just happened? Did someone fall? What? But also like I realize, wait, I'm not supposed to talk to anybody. I shouldn't. Nobody knows I'm here except Ali. But I think I asked, who? Did someone just go overboard? What happened?
I'll put a hand on your arm. Do not interrupt the embrace.
The embrace. What are you talking about?
Hush.
Who fell?
You want to read my thoughts?
Sure, why not? Let's do that.
Does that work? Or...
can you do that on a PC?
Yeah, it sure looks like you can.
Cool.
Seems like it.
totally do that then. Oh, I guess I need to actually open the welfare party. That's the wrong one. $12.
Very nice. Very nice. You get to ask up to 3.
Up to 3. Okay. I mean, one of these is pretty obvious, but what does this character need most?
At this moment,
Interpret that however you want.
okay. Sure. I feel like this is a pretty complicated situation for Olivia, actually. Every single time she brings another person to the embrace of the sea, whether in the strictest sense of the term, or like, for example, right here with Ellie, or in a more roundabout way, like with Jonas, she is always trying to relive that moment before she has come out as unchanged.
Okay.
I think that is what she really craves, perhaps not need. Well, maybe she does actually, because she is a Pembleton, is to be of the sea.
Okay. Cool. Yeah,
And I think how you can tell that she's what she desires, perhaps, is this supernatural connection or whatever. Is like she glances back to look at you, and you see like her eyes are really, really dark, and that there are also tears just streaming down her face. Her expression is stoic.
mhm.
There are tears streaming down.
Okay. I think I just like watch you and I'm like, okay, you don't seem to recognize me. That's good. But also you're not answering. You're not like talking at all, except for to tell me to shut up. Which I assume is what this character wishes I would do. That's why I'm not asking that one.
I wish you would leave.
Right. What does this character intend to do? I think that's the other one.
Witness.
Witness. All right. God, this is a very weird situation.
I guess the question is, are you going to jump in after him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I am. I think I just kind of look and I'm like, are you fine, and then like go for it.
That sure sounds like you're acting under pressure, so that's plus balance.
Ooh, I would like to
Hinder?
like to hinder. Yeah, for sure.
Do you have a bond?
Don't think I do. Do I? I think Joe has a bond with me.
Then you roll +0.
Okay, I'm gonna roll with the orange dice, unless you're doing that.
I just did, so I see what they are.
Great. I will roll them now. Oh, I rolled a 9. Okay.
Okay,
9.
so you can give a -1.
Yes.
And and you
I
rolled a
also rolled a 9.
total, so that will push you down to an 8, but that's still enough to succeed with your acting under pressure. But how can I make this more interesting?
I mean, there's lots of ways you could make this more interesting.
Oh yeah.
I see the gif.
Cool. When you get down into the water, you find Ali bobbing in the pale moonlight about 10 feet down, not breathing, and his face is a mask of horror. But you are able to grab him and make your way to the side of the boat. But you said you're no sailor, so climbing up a ship, even though there's no real wind, at least not anymore, in the doldrums there's a big swell, and so the boat is rocking, and I'm not really sure you can get up the side of the boat without help.
Right.
Even though the stairs are there. Well, not stairs. There's little handholds cut into the side of the boat.
Okay.
So I guess your choice here is, do you shout for help or do you try and do it on your own?
I'll shout for help. Yeah, why not? I'm just shouting up to
Olivia?
Olivia, yes. I will remember that name eventually. Yeah.
Captain, you
Hey, I got
with it.
him. I got him. Let me...
Yeah, I think I might show up when people start shouting for help.
Fair. You have that captain ability to just materialize in the place no one expects.
So the two of you are in the water.
No, Olivia's on deck. Ali and Joe are in the water. Probably at this point, one of the watch keepers is running over. Oh, let's just say Bill. Poor Bill. He's
Poor Bill.
got so much to do. He comes running over like, my goodness.
I think I
got a man
materialized
overboard.
behind Bill.
I think he freezes like.
Do I even see them, or am I still just yelling up at what I think is just Olivia?
Yeah, you have arms on the kid, right?
Yeah, I'm like holding onto one of the handholds and like, holding onto him with the other hand and realizing that, oh, I only have these two hands. Shit.
I grab Ali out of your arms.
Oh.
Haul him on.
Aren't they like way down?
Oh, what? The handholds on the side of the ship? Like
Yeah.
I climb over the side and like clamber down to the two of you. And I shout to you to hand me the boy.
I do that.
And I like, is he conscious?
Nope.
No.
Possibly not breathing.
Great. I wrap my arms underneath his two arms and like haul him up, wrapping my arm around each of the rungs of the side, like the ladder, and like slowly and steadily make my way up to the people waiting.
That
and like
is not difficult for you because you're a captain.
Right. I hand him over to Olivia.
Oh, not to Bill, to me?
Yeah.
Right,
no, he
You're
doesn't.
the surgeon?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
unconscious.
I take him, and immediately my arms drop because he's pretty heavy. And I guess as gently as I can, I lay him down on the deck. And what I would like to do is sense what's beyond.
Your go-to move. It's like
I
the
need
mortal
to-
and turning people on. It's just
Apparently, I am. That's the deal, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a 14.
ooh. So what was it you were trying to see?
I want to know. I want to. I'm standing witness to the embrace.
Cool. So the thing everybody can see, because it happens upon in the physical world, is a mist has come up, and pretty soon the ship is completely shrouded in fog and mist.
Yes.
And you look beyond. What you see is two elegantly dressed people, an elegantly dressed gentleman, top hat and morning coat, and a woman in a beautiful crinoline dress. And between them, they're holding Ali, and they turn back and look at you with eyes that glow like the moon and say, "This one's ours now. We thank you."
And when I come to, is Ali alive?
He opens his eyes. They're big and black like yours. And he stares at you.
Welcome, kinsman.
Jesus. Fantastic. I think I want to see what the captain says to Joe now. Because that might not cause me to.
Side of the ship, hoping that everyone forgets he's there.
The captain leans over the railing and extends a hand down to you.
Shit. Well, I mean, I'm caught, and the only other direction is open ocean. So fuck it. I should take your hand and climb up.
And I glance down and see the boy opening his eyes. And I say, "Well, you're not on my crew."
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Come with me. Get the boy to surgery and get him warm.
I stand, and I think Ali stands as well. And we take each other's hands, and we walk away.
Yeah, so I bring Joe down. I give a couple instructions to Bill for the remainder of the watch, and then I bring Joe with me down into my cabin. And my cabin is very small.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly what's in there is like a big chair and like a desk and like a small trunk with my things and a bed. Like there's nothing, it's not really that fancy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and my pet monkey, who I named Milton.
After the poet?
Yeah. Because I'm terrifying. And I walk in and I gesture to the other small chair in the room and I say, "Sit."
I do. I'm not making any motions other than like what I have to follow orders. It's kind of almost a little creepy, I think. It's almost like I don't know, I don't know, like a puppet or something being controlled but not doing anything on their own.
Yeah. I sit next to my desk in the big chair and the monkey like hops down from his little perch and lands on my shoulder. And I'm staring at you for like a long, quiet moment. And I say, "Well, you're either running from something or to something. Which?"
From, ma'am.
"How much are you willing to pay for your passage?"
If I had money, I would have bought passage, ma'am.
Nobody rides on my boat for free.
I can work.
You got boat experience?
Yeah.
What you done before?
You just asked if I had experience. I've been on boats.
And she leans forward and she goes, "You've been on a boat. You got experience laboring on a boat?"
No, ma'am, just hiding.
She sighs and she leans her head into her hand and she says, "I've had my share of stowaways. And I got no problem with a person trying to escape the thing they're coming from. But you stowed away on my boat with no money and no skills."
Forgive me for saying so, ma'am, but I don't seem like the only one.
Who else here's a stowaway?
I mean, I'm not the only one here on this boat with no skills and no money. Seems to be a common thing here.
Who else got no skills?
I hear uh, I hear complaints from the bosun. I hear and yourself and about all of these new green people who have no idea whatever they're doing. So
your hope is you can sell yourself to me as a green shipmate.
not like I have a lot of choice.
I'll tell you what. I don't much like throwing people overboard. So you have until we next make port to prove your worth. You prove it, you stay on. You don't, I hand you in. And wherever we are has got laws that deal with people that take things they're not supposed to have.
Suppose that's, as I said, I have no choice.
I'm not an unfair woman, and I understand the trouble you're in. What's sad about it is if you'd have presented yourself to me at the dock, I probably would have just taken you on. But I can't just let you throw yourself illegal onto my crew and not have there be some sort of sentencing for it.
All right. What would you like me to do?
You're green. I'll have you work with Isaac and Esau for now. If you show any ability at all, I'll put you on the foretop with Gabe. What's your name?
Joe.
All right, Joe. We can probably find your berth. I think we've got some extra space. And for what it's worth, I hope you do well.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you saving my boy.
It was necessary.
Keep thinking like that. You'll probably do fine.
All right, thank you. I think I've been like sneaking around often enough that I know who Isaac and Esau are, at least. So that's
yeah.
Yeah, you're a Pembleton. You know who they are. So, Captain, in the morning, when you stand up for your early morning walk around the deck, probably because I know you, a cup of coffee is all the breakfast you need, right?
Probably true, yes.
As the mist begins to finally lift a little with the sunrise, from the crow's nest, someone sings out, "A ship ahoy!"
Great. I pull out my glass and I look.
So as the mist pulls back, you see closer than you would have thought, but much further, a long row, and just like you, completely becalmed, is another whaling ship.
Oh, okay.
So tradition is if you want, you can have a gam, which is a talk with the other ship where you exchange captains and first mates. Um, and you can do things like signal the other ship to see who they are, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think we do that. There's no reason not to be friendly.
They prove to be the Heureux.
Ooh,
Despite the French name, they are in fact a New England whaler.
cool, cool.
Um, and first they raise, they say, you say, what shit name are you? And they say, and they say, what name are you? And you say Tethys, and then they say, have you a surgeon aboard?
And we say yes.
Um, then they fly they request that you bring your surgeon aboard.
No reason not to.
Cool. Are you going with?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you going to take your new crewman to see if he can at least row an oar?
I think I take him and another person in case he can't.
That seems fine. That seems fine. I mean, technically, on a kind of like military ship, you'd have a coxswain who would be in charge of your personal boat. But
Right.
we would have one of the mates maybe do it, but they're not here or not named, so we're cool. We're cool. Right. No, it's fine. The writers' room at Stars doesn't know how boats work either, which is true. I saw Black Sails. Cool. Let's just say it's Esau. Cool. So I guess you row Olivia and yourself over there. You probably have a couple other guys too, because it's a it's a whale boat. So
right.
And Ali is there, of course.
Of course, he's your surgeon's mate, right? Right.
Kid's having a.
Yeah, you introduce a kid based on Pip from Moby Dick, and you just get the crazy right off the bat. So it's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Now wherever we go, we're holding hands.
Oh God.
Oh God. Right.
So you reach the era and come under its sides, and a man pokes his head over and shouts down, my name's William Tice. I'm the first mate aboard the Heureux, and do I have the honor of addressing the captain?
You do.
He blinks for a second and shrugs. You'd be a Pembleton vessel, wouldn't you, then?
Pembleton vessel I, but a good one at the helm.
Well, it is perhaps not terrible at all if the rumors they say about you are true. We've
hear those rumors, friend.
So he says that there is currently a plague aboard the ship or something. He's not sure. He just says it came upon them suddenly last night. Suddenly, about half the crew was coughing and throwing up blood, including the captain and the other two mates. He's been on watch for 16 hours and sort of looks it.
Wow. Kind of don't want to go on there now. I say, I don't know. I mean, I don't know like a common illness that does that. Or like even one that would happen aboard a ship that would do that sort of thing.
I mean, he kind of throws his hands up and says cholera, jail fever, which would be the typhus. To come on so quick seems strange. Perhaps it's some new tropical disease. They have the most barbarous of ailments. down here, I suppose. I don't know. Smallpox is not much fun either. I had a cousin died of measles.
Not
You know
much.
how it be, Captain.
I do. All right. Well, I suppose we're coming aboard.
Aye, aye. So, he lowers the bosun's chair for the surgeon and her mate, which is just it's like a plank that it's like a plank swing that they can use to hoist people up who can't climb ships. Um, unless the surgeon's eager to demonstrate her ability to be a true sea dog.
Absolutely not.
Fair, fair.
I sit, and
Uh,
Ellie sits beside me.
The rest of you scramble up. I think you leave Esau at the tiller in the boat just in case. And he just moors to the side of the ship. Because again, you guys are, there's not any wind. Nobody's going anywhere, but the swell is pretty bad. So, cool. Yeah, this ship looks weird and ghostly. I mean, it's got that weird thing, where you go to a place that should be busy and it isn't. It's like that. I mean, even in the doldrums, people should be out cleaning the decks and like painting and sanding and all sorts of stuff. That seems like a good idea, Captain. Maybe you ought to read a sitch.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. What do I roll for that? Read a situation, roll plus brain.
You're a smarty.
I know, right? 7, 8, 9. So I roll a 9.
Fantastic. You'll get to. Oh, I was like, where are my move sheets? My cat decided to jump on the side of my desk and landed on the clacker.
Yeah.
But the clackboard does not stay on the desk when you jump on it if you are a cat.
No.
Okay,
So I get to ask 2.
Cool.
And I'm gonna go with what here is not what it seems.
There is no way in hell that any natural disease would strike this fast that you've ever heard of. Now, as it turns out, in the 21st century, we might know of a few, but none that you guys would have ever heard of.
Right. And I'm torn between these two. I guess what should I be on the lookout for?
Well, something cursed the ship, right?
That's true.
Yeah, I suppose if you have any, I mean, I was going to ask, do you have any familiarity with evil sea spirits? But then I remembered you're the believer and you're a pagan, so probably.
I do indeed. So yeah, so what should I be on the lookout for? Is just like the influence of.
Yeah, it's definitely a curse. It's what your summation is, and that probably someone is the target of the curse or someone is doing the curse, one or the other.
Great. So then I am going to. I'm going to try and sense what's beyond. I have a healthy 0 in beyond.
Well, then this will be entertaining.
Right? Ugh. I roll a 5. Oh no.
Do I have a bond with you? Can I help you? I do have a bond with you.
Feel free to please help me.
I would love to help you. Nothing will go wrong.
No, it's going to go great.
Okay.
Because my goal is to sort of find the heart of the curse.
Yeah, I rolled a 9, so it's only one more.
+1 will get you to a 7, won't it?
I rolled a 5.
I thought you rolled a 5.
Oh no,
yeah.
no. Oh good. Hey Cap.
Yeah, yep.
Feeling not so great right now.
Kind of had a feeling I was going to get sick.
A little feverish, maybe.
Oh,
scratch in the back of the throat. Little nausea.
Cool, great. Do I have any moves that can help me to live?
Well, let's find out. What are the other two of you doing?
Trying to avoid getting close to anyone.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
Standing
that's kind of what
upwind
you
as
do
much as
normally.
possible. Yeah, I'm just doing it more now for a different reason now. I don't care if they see me. I just don't want to be downwind of any of them.
It's legit.
And you, surgeon?
I like do I sense that, or does the captain say that this is a curse?
I think I might pull you aside and tell you that very quietly. Because, sailors are very superstitious and I don't want to go shouting about it. And as soon I start to feel a little sick and I'm like, okay. And I pull you to the side of the boat and I say, someone on this ship is cursed.
I see.
And it will spread. We have to find out who got sick first and fastest.
I'm going to look into the beyond.
Right. Gaze into the abyss.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, that's an 11. I would like to receive visions and truths.
Cool. Okay.
I also want to say
Would
that
you now?
This time it's both Ali and I standing. We're just like, we walk back into just like the middle of the deck, and it's like we're staring ahead, but like if you were to look into our eyes, you would see that it's swirling darkness.
Sure. So Lee turns to you and just says, "Daughter, why do you regret this?"
I'm sorry. I got distracted for a second and I missed the thing that you said.
Oh, Ali turned to Olivia and said, "Daughter, why do you regret this?"
Cool.
You were better off before.
I was.
So I did this?
You have not that power. But was it not your wish that the ship would have good fortune?
Yes.
Well then, we have stolen from the happy and fortunate and given you their fortune.
But our captain is unwell.
And you would change that? She has a mighty destiny. It could be well for you if hers was yours.
Rude.
I only desire what is good for the kin. If she is one of us,
She has the salt, but it is not much. We will not hinder you from helping her. If you wish to call upon the others, they'll be at your disposal. Or you can try and save her yourself. You have gifts. And then Ali just turns back and looks, he just looks up at the mast and there's a seabird flying overhead.
oh dear. Yeah, I I'm going to go to the captain.
Okay.
Cool,
This
cool,
is
cool.
not.
By the way, Cap, take one harm, please.
Figured that was coming.
This is not a curse. It is a gift to us, but we must leave.
A gift. A gift. A gift from who?
And I'll put a hand on your arm in the exact same way that I did with Joe. You're a captain of a Pembleton ship. It would do you well to remember that.
Then we must go.
Cool. Joe, by the way, in your efforts to stand far away from everyone, you came across the other person who's trying to be as far away as from other people. It's the Eros captain, cabin boy. He's about 12 years old, and he has some sort of pneumonia because he's literally drowning in his own lungs.
Um. Wow. Okay. I think at that point I sort of look around for our surgeon, like something's wrong with this kid. It seems different from the other things that are wrong with people. But like she's already getting back in the boat. I think at that point. So I like just run to catch up and
So you're leaving the kid there? Just need to know what kind of nightmares I'm going to haunt your dreams with.
Yeah, I'm thinking about you know what? Right, I have like extreme confidence in Olivia's talents, right? So I think she can do something about this. So yeah, I totally like I just grab the kid like by his shirt and kind of pull him with me, and am in the boat with the kid like before probably not before they notice that there are two people, but where there should be one.
You know, okay. All I'm gonna say is that we're definitely building towards a test your love is true. Just so you know.
Yeah. Yep.
We'll see how this goes.
Seems right.
Mm.
I mean, to be honest, it kind of is right now, and you could just take your +3 forward. +3 forward? That's ridiculous.
I know. Yeah, I don't know what the hell I would use it for, but
Wait, how does this work? Test if your love is true. Who are you testing it with? Sorry, I'm reading.
I actually am not super clear on that move either.
I believe it's Olivia because you, in your heart of hearts,
Right.
you know that Olivia is your true love. So
Mhm.
there it is. So there it is. I think your belief that you're gonna that she can save this kid, sure as heck, is gonna be testing your love. So let's just roll that. Plus, I'm just keen to see what it does.
Yeah, I am. I saw that move and I was like, I'll figure it out, I guess, because I was not sure what that did. What am I rolling with? Where am I?
With Beyond, which is 0 for you.
Yeah, that's a 6. Awesome.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Okay. Since you're a PC, since your true love is a PC, I'm just going. I guess that you feel confident in handling that.
That I hold a secret in my heart that will hurt Joe. Yeah, I think I can handle that.
Great.
Fantastic. All right, so Joe comes clambering down into the whaleboat with this sick kid.
Yeah, and I just kind of look at Olivia like there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that yeah, you can fix this. Here, I brought you a patient.
What are you doing?
So this is a different sickness than he described, and this is
I already
different.
have one extra person on my ship, and now I have an extra person who is deathly ill.
We brought this is why we brought the surgeon here, right? They requested a surgeon, and
they requested a surgeon.
May not be able.
There's some way to help them. They are all going to die.
Right, and this one isn't. This is a different.
Are you confident? Are you confident in risking the lives of everyone on our boat to save this child?
And I look at Olivia. I'm like, you would be like this is a different thing, right? And like I kind of just want to know, like, or I just right, because she would know better than I would. I'm pretty confident, but I think that you would be more likely to take her word for it, I guess.
I'm pretty sure that somebody's going to manipulate it here. I just don't know who. I don't know if it's Olivia or if it's the captain. I think it's the captain, because the captain's demanding of you.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So why don't you roll plus beauty? Yeah. You're an average looking guy. You'll be fine.
Also a nice solid 0. Oof.
At least it's not the negative. Oh, that's a 9.
9 is fine. So on a 7 through 9, Cap, you get to choose one. If you do it, you'll take +1 forward. If you refuse, you'll be acting under pressure, which seems appropriate for the crew of the whaleboat staring up at you as the child is coughing for dear life.
Yeah, I think I refuse. I don't want to put my entire ship at risk.
Like the fact that you're infected hasn't entered into that.
My ship. Y'all gotta fix me. What's acting under pressure? It's plus balance.
Balance, yes, and you're good at it.
I rolled a 9.
Okay. Here's the deal. You're the ship's captain. If you give the order, your crew will do it. But you look at them and you can see in their eyes, if you make them do this, they will probably not forgive either themselves or you. I mean, it's only these people. You can could silence them. So. Does that work for you, or is that a little too much? I can make it just one person, if you'd like. I can make it Esau, because that won't complicate your life at all.
I mean, it's supposed to be a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So, I think I let them do it.
Cool. So you just give a curt nod and they row you back to the ship. Now that you look at the kid, he doesn't seem to be showing the same signs as the curse that was affecting everyone else, but he is definitely sick. He has something that's causing pneumonia.
Okay.
Yeah, it could just be regular typhus or plague or
fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Minor problem like that.
Flu. I mean, yeah, it's not like flu's killed millions of people yet, because it
No.
hasn't in the 1850s. I think there's actually a kind of nasty epidemic in the 1870s or so. But that's 20 years from now. You're fine. So cool. You
This
get back
person
to
who like brought a drowned kid back to life. I mean, sure, clearly she can do anything.
cool. So as you climb back up onto the Tethys, Ali turns to you, Cap, and just says, "Don't worry. By evening, we'll be on our way."
She like coughs and looks at him and says, "Well, I'm glad that you are so optimistic."
I will put a hand on your arm, Captain, and start walking towards the surgery, or my quarter, basically.
Right. I go with you.
Ignoring this other child.
Fuck that kid.
I'm sure that child will be delivered at some point. Yeah. Oh, and my hand now holding Ellie's hand as well.
Why is it I feel like I'm playing Bluebeard's Bride in my own game? There's no GM shivers and fear move. Cool. I take it you're going to use your surgeon roll against the cap?
Yep.
Okey-dokey.
Against.
I mean, for.
Yep.
I am familiar with how 19th century medicine worked. It was pretty much against.
And on that note, I rolled a 3 plus 2 is 5. Cool. On a miss, I don't heal my patient, and they fall into a state of hallucination and sense the beyond.
Great.
Go.
Sounds awesome.
That's
This is all
fantastic.
thematically on point.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah, wow, that worked great. So you want to roll for that, Captain?
Cool. Yeah, sounds good. What am I rolling?
Beyond?
Oh, great.
Yeah, solid plus 0.
I rolled a 7. It's not bad.
No.
Not bad. I receive fragments and mysteries. It's great. You don't get to make things worse.
What you see is a whaler sinking in a storm.
Cool.
And you know that, when you reach a little moment of lucidity, you glance up at the telltales because you're in the great cabin, and you can see the barometer is falling very rapidly.
Great. This is all super fun.
It's fine. This is fine. Cool. So, yeah. Joe, what do? You got a kid.
Joe, you are with child.
It would be funny if that were true, but I think that my life is complicated enough. Yeah, I think I just like lead him down to the surgery, and probably just tell him to stay there and wait, and then like go back and do my work, because I, really don't want to push my luck that far.
Oh, I totally forgot. Didn't Joe have that +3? So before, when Joe was like trying
I did not. I missed that roll.
That's
which
what
is
it
why
was.
you have a secret.
Right. Sorry. Yes, I do have a secret. But it's not a secret because this is a Pembleton ship.
Cool. So the Forecastle boys are all kind of interested. They're like, first they're like, "Hey, newbie." Second, they're like, "And what did you see on that ship?" They're saying it were cursed ships.
Curse, plague, one of the two. I not all that familiar with either.
They say the captain's taken ill.
Uh, she, she looked a little pale, but she's not dying or anything.
Oh, good. Good. So there's a new rumor on the ship that the captain's dying.
Awesome. Yes.
Okay. I guess, Olivia, I need to know if you're going to do anything about this dying child in your surgery.
I suppose I shall.
Sure.
This is a surgery, and surgeries are to be performed. But I don't know if I can. How does it work if I'm rolling a surgeon's work on an NPC?
Oh, I'll just do stuff to them. I mean, NPCs only have like 1 or 2 harm, so.
Perfect. I will. Yeah. Now it's like Ali and I are in sync, right? And he just like hoists the other child up way stronger than he used to be. Because he has actually been embraced while I have not been. Anyway, and yeah, it's like we're just like moving thing, and I will now roll. Okay, that's a 10.
That'd be a 10. Okay. On a 10, you heal 1 segment, huh? Cool. So mostly what the kid needed was to get his temperature lowered, which you do, and shortly towards evening, as the sky is turning black with clouds, he wakes up, looks up, blinks, and goes, "Is this heaven?"
What is your name, child?
That's an excellent question. Give me 1 second. It's Neb, ma'am. It's Neb. It's short for something much longer that I can't pronounce.
Hoda. Interesting. When the family of another is revealed to me, can I do this one? I know your kin.
Yep, that sure sounds fine.
Neb, short for something.
Nebuchadnezzar, but
Yes, of course.
I'm sorry. I stole it from Jules Verne. What can I tell you?
That's a name to give to your child. Yeah, that's an 11. Wow, I really good rolls today. 10 plus. I know that family secret. Where is it? Okay.
Sure. His family is from an old New Orleans free family, or at least some of them were. The kid is a runaway slave, and what you know about his family is the old ways have not been forgotten in them. So, down in New Orleans, there are very powerful witches that, in the glory days of the Kingsport witches, maybe they could have stood up, but nowadays, So you have this kind of weird feeling that this probably wasn't accidental, that somebody went after this kid deliberately, knowing that.
So this will be harder to resolve by throwing. Yeah, after this bit is revealed to me, I leave. I'm sure Illy will deal with him as he will.
Fantastic. Cool, 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 cool. The witch boy and the one possessed by the um, evil sea gods. Cool, cool, cool. That's great. This is fine. This is fine. Alrighty. Um, so Cap, you wake up to see Lee standing over you.
Cool. Not creepy at all. It's fine.
It's like, don't worry, Captain. You just have to survive long enough for the storm to come and then go out on deck.
And she looks up at him, and I think I'm going to really unwisely try to see into the beyond. Yeah, so 7 to 9. And I think she's got like the charm that she wears around her neck. And like, you know, she's like kind of stripped down to her like kind of basic clothing of just like slacks and like a button down shirt. And she's got that like on her chest, and she like holds it in her hand and like looks deeply at him and like wants to see if the thing that's healing her are the gods that she's been searching for.
Okay. And you got a 7?
Yeah.
This is what you know. You feel cold. You feel ice cold and weighted down as if you're soaking in water. The only thing you can think of that will save you is fire. Heavenly fire.
Great. Cool. So
Cool.
I,
On cue, the thunder begins.
all right.
Do you know that ships had lightning rods?
I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
They trailed chains off the ends of the yard arms into the water during storms, and they had lightning rods on top of the mast. So, you know, like if you wanted to do something crazy, like stand on top of the mast or grab one of those chains when the lightning strikes, you could totally do that. That would be fine.
Interesting. Yeah, I actually think that sounds like a great plan.
At least in what's left of your mind.
Right. I make my way up to the deck, and like my hair's all loose. I'm like barefoot in just my slacks and my shirt. And
So Bill is up there trying to get the ship underway. He's like, "Don't worry, Captain. I'm setting staysails now. We'll be underway. We'll use this wind to get out of here."
And she like kind of absently nods, like distractedly, as she makes her way towards, where's the lightning rod?
They trail chains off the ends of the yard arms.
Okay, great.
So you could pull one of those chains to you. As you're leaning out, you can see the Heureux is trying to get some kind of storm sail up to keep from foundering. But since, you know, the crew is mostly dying at this point, they're not doing so well. Cool. Yeah, you're all hallucinogenic. You see something else.
Oh, great.
You see people coming up out of the water and swarming over the sides of the
Cool.
I mean, they look like people. It's very far away. There's a lot of water and wind in the air.
I just stare, like I stare transfixed at that.
Cool. As you watch the ship, because it cannot get its sails set, and now something else is horrible is happening on board. It gets blown till it breaches to. So when a ship turns like this into a wave so that the wave hits it on the side instead of, on the sharp ends.
Mhm.
That's really, really bad. So it gets hit by a wave and it rolls. And you can hear one of the lookouts screams down, "There she founders!"
Oh no. All right. Does anything happen as I hold the chain?
I think I yell like, Captain, like, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Look up the chain. Even I know not to do that.
Are you trying to manipulate another, perhaps?
I am, yes.
Sounds good. Let's see if we can get some more 6s on the board.
Yeah, I've been rolling so well.
Yeah, it's been going great.
All right, roll plus beauty, which I have a big 0 in. Awesome. That's an 8.
Cool. On a 7 through 9. Yeah, it's the same thing as before. If you do it, you take +1 on your next roll, and if you refuse, you're acting under pressure.
I think I will take it. I think that the act of you trying to like shake me to my senses makes me look around me and realize there's work to be done. And I move to start helping the men with the sails.
Cool. I don't say anything else. I just like go back to whatever I was doing, which is probably just, doing what people tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. What, Joe? What are you doing, McDougal?
I think
It's like, yes, that is exactly.
I think then what you should probably do, Captain, is you're definitely acting under pressure trying to command this ship while you're sick in the middle of this sudden mysterious storm that blew up out of nowhere.
That makes sense.
And it's a bad storm. This is a no holds bar gale that just blew in.
So I roll a 9, 10, 11.
12 with your +1 forward.
Oh yeah, 12.
That's fantastic. Cool. So it's hard work. You're up most of the night. The storm just keeps blowing unabated, and you know that you're having trouble keeping a course, but you know that you're making good distance, and it's generally a southing, so that you're not worried about. You're pretty sure you're going to blow free of the doldrums now.
Yeah.
So
do I feel better when the sun comes up? Like, did the going out in the storm help?
Here's my choice for you. You can either heal your harm or take an extra harm and look beyond as if you'd rolled a 10.
Damn. All right, I'll take that extra harm. I'll just lay in bed for a few days.
So while you're working, there comes a calm moment right around 3 in the morning as the storm abates just for a little while. It's not a cyclone, but there is that kind of feeling of, moving through the eye of the storm. And there's not a lot of the crew up on board now. Most of them have gone back down. So the sea's calmed a little bit to get some food or grab 20 minutes of shut-eye. But all around you, the ones that are there suddenly look up because glowing on the tops of each of the mastheads is St. Elmo's fire, which is weird to see in this part of the world at this hour of the night. Everyone looks at you, Captain. Your amulet is glowing with St. Elmo's fire. What's the question you want to see beyond about?
I guess I want some idea of what we're beset by. Like, what is working against us? And she, of course, she just wants to know if, like, she will see the gods. Or to like see them.
This
like,
is what. Yep.
Yeah, pick whatever.
So, so just so I'm sure, this is kind of what you're on board with. This is you want to meet the gods, huh?
Oh yeah, she like wants to gaze into the fucking divine.
That's fantastic. You may need to wait till part 3 to get the full impact of this, but
That's fine.
that's fine by me. Okay, excellent. Um, Suddenly you have that moment of clarity, and like you're remembering every way that Ellie has acted since last night, and you know he has been taken by the gods, and you know that they are using him for some purpose, and you know for sure that purpose may not align with your own.
All right. All right. All right. Cool, 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 cool. Good to know.
Yep.
Gonna go great.
Yeah, everything's fine. So in the morning, you stagger down and collapse into bed.
Yeah.
But fortunately, James and Bill are there to keep the ship running, and you guys are running south now. You do have to write your log entry about the good ship Heureux encountered somewhere or near the line, lost with all hands in a storm.
It's a shame. Certainly wasn't clambered upon by demons.
No, that was an hallucination, Captain.
Obviously.
Cool. I'd like to check in with Joe. What are you gonna do with Neb?
I mean, I didn't have any plans. I just like kind of, handed him to Olivia, but like if he like comes to look for me.
Yeah, he does. He's like, "Excuse me, Mr. McDougal."
Oh, hi, you're not coughing. Yes. That's excellent.
I was given to understand that it was you who saved me, sir.
Oh, well, it was really the surgeon, Olivia. I just brought you to the boat, but I'm glad to see your. Has anyone told you about your ship?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, Mr. Joe. So
Yeah.
you did in fact save me, sir.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you know what Heureux means, sir? They told me when I came on board the ship. It means happy.
That's you don't name a ship that. That's tempting fate.
I suppose so. Do you think this is a happy ship, sir?
No. No.
I don't
That
think
makes
it
us
is
more likely
either.
to survive.
I think that what my ma used to tell me down in our parish was that there's more than one kind of curse. There's the curse that comes on sharp and quick, and then there's the curse that takes a long and lingering time. I think, sir, I've traded one for the other.
Don't think I can argue with that. To be honest, there's something strange about this ship.
Well, sir, fortunately, I will now be your true friend, for I owe you my life. I don't have much in the way of ability or in these matters. I'm not a conjure person at all, but what a little I can do for you, I will.
I kind of like reach my hand out to shake his. I'm like, so we're two of a kind then.
I suppose so. Except, are you in the magical business, sir?
No, I just mean neither of us has any
Oh,
skills.
castaways, yes.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Well, I understand I'm to be the new cook's boy since they can't seem to get a Lee out of the out of the surgery now. Good day to you. I'll try to get you some slurry for your biscuit.
Yeah, thank you.
Nothing like the greasy.
Good to have a friend at the with the cook.
Cool. Okay. I guess I need to check in with Olivia. I'm kind of scared too. Seraphina, I don't want to step up to the cage. So what's up with that? What's up with Olivia?
Also, what is this cage that you speak of? Let's see.
It was a witch game that we were in.
Ah. Okay. I know that the child, Neb. I wonder if I was the one that told Neb that Joe was the one who saved him.
That does sound like the sort of creepy, passive-aggressive thing you would do, so it's quite possible. It was either you or Ali, I think.
Oh, maybe it was Ali.
The more I think about it, the more I think that's correct, yes.
Yeah. That actually makes a lot more sense.
Cool. Okay,
Ooh.
so Ali and you are sitting in the surgery, having cleaned up everything, and Ali just sort of leans in confidentially and says, "The boy could be a problem for us."
Is he so far from the sea?
He has other kinds of magic.
Not be embraced?
His people come for where the sea and land mingle.
But the captain. But we've recently had a marriage of the land and sea. Have we not?
Yeah, such rituals such as that. Well, for one thing, they were not conducted through our good means, but through another. I suppose that was necessary.
What
Your
must I
magic
do?
is... What must we do? Well, as long as he doesn't oppose us, I suppose it's fine.
You said the captain has great destiny.
Oh, yes. I think the captain's been chosen for something.
He is not of the salt.
Salt is patient. Salt can wait. Water will wear down all the land one day, and there will only be the sea. And your kin will live to see that day, for they will live to see the sun grow so large that it shall touch the earth, and that will be their end. But don't underestimate the power of the land, and don't underestimate the power of a human sorcerer. There's been many of our kin that have, to their great regret.
I do not wish to take the life of a child unless they so desire it.
I hope that we can live up to your high morals. But remember
go for the
this.
captain.
Oh, okay, good. No. I was just going to do my usual, the sea is cruel spiel, but I'm pretty sure you know that one, so just go right on. Go find the cap. I guess on the quarterdeck is what I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
Even with your recent ability, you can still get up on the quarterdeck after a couple days.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's been a couple days, that one harm might have even gone away, but the second one won't until I get medical treatment. Yeah, so I'm standing on the quarterdeck, which, as Kat informed me, is the only place where people have to like ask my permission to enter because it's like my sanctum on the ship.
Oh, I see. So then I knock. I knock.
It's like the back part of the top deck of the ship. So when you walk up, I wave you on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And I'm standing there sort of fully dressed and looking a little gray, but, you know, working, standing upright, looking professional-ish.
I glanced down at the hand where you were holding the chain with.
Mm-hmm.
Then I glanced back up at your face. I've heard the call, Captain.
She's still staring out to sea, and she says, I have heard many calls in my time.
And which do you follow?
The one I feel pulling me toward the truth.
And which is that?
I am not of the salt, my friend.
And yet you are a captain of the Pembleton ship. Tell me, is it the money that pulled you on?
I mean, I can't say that money is a bad thing. But no, the thing that always brings me to the sea is the thing that I'm looking for.
What are you looking for, Captain? What do you wish to find?
And she finally looks at you, and you can see like sort of fanatic, like a fanatic glow about her eyes. And she says, I am looking for the face of my God.
You can seek and refuse to look in the eyes of what is looking at you.
But you see, my friend, I've already seen it. And I seek to see it again.
The path is before you. Do you step into it?
Of course. Am I not still on the ship?
I wonder if I'm trying to manipulate you.
You might be.
To do what, though?
I want her to open herself up to the sea.
Damn. Okay.
There's no reservations. Putting aside her pride.
Yeah, she's never going to take that, but it's cool. Offer it to me anyway.
Okay, I'll roll for that then. Oh, cool. The 7.
I feel you know this drill already. I find it interesting that the captain is the one that continually gets manipulated.
Listen,
If you refuse, you are acting under pressure. Because I think a part of you does really want it, while the other part of you stands firm.
I think that there is a part of her that sees the concrete belief of your people, and like she's friends with Pembleton. She knows Pembletons, but she knows that's not her path. And so like she respects all of you, but she just does not want that thing for herself. And so I think I'm gonna refuse. And what exactly do you offer me? Like, what is the actual crux of the manipulation?
I offer you the embrace.
So you say basically like I can become like you?
Yeah, I said the path is in front of you. You need only take one step.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I don't want that. And I roll a 9. So
I think I can go nice and boring here. I think that on a 9, you won't show any vulnerability, but the only way to do that is you basically have to ball her off your deck. Just like scream at her to get off.
I think the way
Otherwise, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. The way that looks, I don't think that do I have to like scream at her? Do I have to like kind of like by force of will make her leave?
Yeah, I'll go for that. I would say the other way is you can not make as much of a scene, but you will have to betray one secret to her.
Yeah, I think no, I think I won't make a scene, but I'll betray a secret.
Cool.
You offer me that thing, and my eyes sort of they lose that fervent fanaticism, and what's in them is sort of like warmth and understanding. And I step very close to you and I say, like all Goodwins, there is nothing I prize more than freedom, and nothing I fear more than a cage. And although you are of the salt, and the whole ocean is at your beck and call, it is still a prison for one like me. I would rather ride free in the wind, searching for the thing that will give me exactly what I need, than join you.
And what exactly is the secret that you revealed?
The secret is that she's like terrified of being imprisoned. Like that's the entire reason that she stays on the ocean and like constantly keeps moving. And like she just can't, even though she can see that there's like a way to just have a direct relationship with some sort of divine force, it's not the right one for her because she's too scared of it. Is that enough?
Yeah. And I think there's a moment when you say that, there's also a moment where like the darkness in my eyes recede a little, and it's like I feel like you don't really notice. People don't usually notice, but when it recedes, then you realize, oh, now I can see the whites of her eyes. Like I didn't realize that it wasn't really there.
Yeah.
And I again place a hand on your arm, and I nod at you, and then I turn and walk away.
Yeah, I love that.
I feel like I would like to give last word maybe to Joe. Is there anything that you see or are thinking as the ship now moves south?
Other than thinking I should have stowed away on a different ship.
And that's fair. That's fair.
1992.
No, I would like to do something cool, but nothing is coming to mind. So
Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna have some time maybe to meet with Joe, or maybe not in part 2. So cool. Wow, you guys are really, really, really screwed. All right, well,
I don't think you mean I have it on good authority that everything's fine.
that's true. Everything is fine. Don't worry about it. Everything is going to be just great.
This is what I'm saying.
So, yeah, nothing to worry about here. Cool. Well, next week will be the last of part 1. We may part ways temporarily, given the way the waitlist has worked around here with some of our fine players, but I think we'll have a nice bang up finale as the ship will attempt around Cape Horn, which is easy and fun, and lots of ships do it every year.
Nothing bad's gonna happen.
I mean, it may take several tries, but they do usually get around it eventually.
And
And
eventually is what freaks me out.
oh yeah, eventually it's great. Hey, it wasn't your ship that sank in your vision, so I mean that was good, right?
Yeah, totally.
In the meantime, this is really great. Thank you guys. We'll go put the link in the room and we can talk a little if you'd like. And until then, I guess I'll see you next week. Thank you all so much.
Yeah.
All right. Ciao, guys.
Bye.